Hey everyone, my name's Walter, and we're back here to read some more stories from Reddit. It's once again time to cover Reddit relationships, but we might also cover relationship advice and other such subreddits. Reddit Relationships is the place where you can go to post your stories about relationship problems, be they romantic or not. Anyway, let's just begin with more relationship problems from Reddit Relationships. I came across this story while I was reading Reddit yesterday, and I really felt like I needed to cover it. Just the title is pretty much enough to piss people off. My 25 female, boyfriend, 28 male, and his friend/our roommate, 27 male, found my blog and tried to reenact a scene from a fanfic I wrote, thinking that because I wrote it, then I'd be down for a cuckold situation. I was not, and ended up biting/punching roommate. Okay, this is a lot, but please bear with me. I've had the most jarring and stressful 2 days, and I'm at a loss of what to do. I'm not even sure how to explain this. A lot happened in a very short window of time, and it left me confused and scared, but to start, my boyfriend apparently found my blog where I write/post fanfiction in my spare time. It wasn't a secret blog. I've told him about it in passing, but he just didn't seem interested. Most of it is safe for work, but there is some not safe for work stuff as well. Only around 10% of the not safe for work stuff are things I actually wrote for myself because I thought they were hot. The rest are commissions that people paid me to write. Please understand that a lot of them involve kinks/fetishes that I myself am in no way interested in. I wrote them to meet the specifications of the people paying me. I have no issue with the stuff I wrote. I have hard limits on what I will write, and I won't write things that make me uncomfortable, but it just isn't my cup of tea. Now, my boyfriend apparently went through and read some of my not safe for work stuff and got a few ideas of things we could try in the bedroom. Fine, normal. But instead of talking to me about it in private, he thought it would be more real and sexy if he were to surprise me. So we went to his friend, who is also our roommate, and got him into the idea of a threesome type situation. My boyfriend is bi, but I'd assumed roommate was straight, so I don't even know how that conversation went. But they planned to surprise me when I got home from shopping. When I got home, roommate said boyfriend went to visit his parents. They lived 10 minutes away, and I said alright and started putting stuff away with his help. After it was done, I turned around and roommate was literally 3 inches from me and backed me up against the fridge. I've never felt nervous around him, but in that moment I was very scared. He was acting strange and was too close. I asked him to back up. He refused and said he knew I liked him. Which in truth I had. Almost a year before, I'd had a very mild crush on him, but I never once entertained the idea of doing anything because I was already in a relationship. After living with him, though, the crush very quickly faded. I was mad at this point. He was giving me a very smug/satisfied look, like he knew what I was feeling better than me. He suggested we get closer, he used a grosser term, and that boyfriend wouldn't have to find out. I was fucking stunned. Roommate and boyfriend have been friends longer than I've known either of them, which is close to a decade. So to hear him just bluntly say we should cheat together was fucking insane. And I didn't get to say anything besides "what?" before he leaned down fast and kissed me on the mouth. Good lord, 2 men agreed that this was a good idea. I don't even think they got the fetish right. Pretty sure whatever you're doing, the woman should at least be in on it. Everything happened so fast I felt like I moved in fast motion. I bit roommate on the mouth, breaking skin, and when he pulled himself back I didn't hesitate and punched him in the face. He ended up on the floor yelling. I grabbed my phone and was going to call 911 when, to my surprise, boyfriend came running out of roommate's room, looking panicked. He saw roommate on the floor bleeding and me standing backed against the fridge with blood on my mouth, not a lot but enough to see. After that, things sort of blur and we all ended up screaming at each other. I found out boyfriend found my blog, shared it with roommate, and they went through the not safe for work stuff and unilaterally decided the stories were me projecting my sexual desires onto the characters. And boyfriend thought I would be really into us all acting out one of the fics. I screamed at him that he was a fucking whack job and that all those stories were commissioned work people paid me to write. I was shaking. I was and still am so fucking mad. I felt sick, like I was going to throw up because of how scared I got with roommate getting so sexually aggressive with me. I thought I was going to be assaulted in my own home. God, this is just so stupid. Even if they were fanfics that she thought were hot, that doesn't mean she automatically just wants to do those things. And not pick her partner. And why was this guy so convinced she was just going to be willing to cheat on him given the chance? He really was trying to act out some kind of porn fanfic. Boyfriend tried to apologize, but I told him to fuck off. Then I grabbed some clothes and left. I went to my sister's house and just cried after she let me in. I feel bad for that because her daughter was there and saw me break down. I didn't mean to scare her or my sister. Once I wasn't ugly sobbing anymore, I told her everything, and she said I should call the cops and report them for it. But I don't know if that's too extreme. I don't know what to do. Boyfriend's been calling me, but I've not answered or listened to any of the voicemails he left me. I still feel violated and scared. Too much to think about going back right now. Roommate texted me a few times apologizing, but I've not replied to him either. I'm just laying on my sister's couch at nearly 1 a.m., unsure what to do now, how to move forward. Aside from this huge fuck-up, boyfriend has been a great boyfriend. He's not perfect, but neither am I, but this is a really massive fuck-up and I feel lost. Do I talk to him? Just break things off? Ghost him? I left all my stuff at the house. Is there any way to salvage this? Would I be dumb to try? Any advice is helpful. Thank you. Sorry for the word vomit. I'm very tired and a mess. Okay, there's a lot of things that Reddit will give you bad advice for, but convincing your friend to assault your girlfriend? I don't really think you can trust the guy ever again. I'm aware it might have been the friend who wanted to do it, but we don't really have enough information to know that. But guess what we do have? An update from about 6 days ago. It's a little long, so I might not read the whole thing, but let's find out what she did with Reddit's advice. Hey everyone, long update. My original post got a ton more attention than I thought it would. Talking with everyone really made me step back and see how serious what happened to me was. And helped me come to a smart decision, I believe. And a lot of people messaged me and offered a bunch of support and advice that I appreciate. Some asked if I would post an update when I figured out what I was going to do, to see if I was alright, etc. So here I am. To start off, I realized there's no salvaging this relationship. Not after this. There's no way I can continue to date someone who would actually go through with something that's fucked up. Especially all on his own, without even once trying to see if it was something I'd even want. Even in the best case scenario, he would just be a massive asshole who didn't look before he leaped into an unthinkably terrible idea. But, worst case scenario, this whole thing was a lot more malicious than I'd like to dwell on. Neither option puts him in a flattering light. So boyfriend is now officially X. A couple days after posting, I finally sat down and listened to/read all the voicemails and texts X and roommate left me. I was hoping for some insight into what they were thinking when they did this. But sadly, most of it was just them begging forgiveness in the same breath they used to make excuses for everything. Saying it was all a mistake, they didn't think it would hurt me, they were just trying to do something nice, that they thought I'd like it. Could I please talk to them? Typical stuff some folks on here told me they'd say. Then their pleas for forgiveness slowly turned exasperated and annoyed the longer I didn't pick up/reply. Finally, X asked me not to do anything crazy, like go to the police, because this was clearly all one big misunderstanding. And if I did, it could ruin how people see them, or worse. That was when it really hit me that neither of them seemed to actually feel bad for what they'd done. They weren't ashamed of cornering me and almost raping me. They were just scared I'd tell everyone and they'd get looked at funny. I took everyone's advice and filed a police report. I don't feel like it'll even go very far, but people were right. There needs to be a paper trail in case anything messed up like this happens again. Be it me or any other woman they happen to enter relationships with. My sister went and sat with me while I told an officer everything. I even showed them the text messages and voicemails. To their credit, the cop who was handling this actually took everything down like he sorta cared. Whether they follow up with anything is up in the air. I wasn't ready to meet in person with either of them, but I needed my stuff out of their apartment, so I waited until I knew they were both working. Their shifts overlapped a couple times a week, and when their cars were gone from the lot, my sis, brother-in-law, mom, and I all came and got my things. Thankfully, we got everything of mine out, which included the microwave, living room TV, all the spices/various kitchen stuff, half the cleaning supplies, the lazy boy chair, the washer/dryer, and some other miscellaneous things on top of my personal possessions. All things they can live without. There's a laundry room available at the apartment complex, and they never actually cook, so they'll be okay. Alright, let's just summarize the rest. She got out all of her stuff, said it was over, blocked them both, and threatened to get a restraining order if they try to contact her again. So I guess that's what you'd call a happy ending, but probably not the kind of happy ending those guys were hoping for. I'm not going to sit here and say that consent is important. I'm pretty sure my audience has already figured out how insane this story was. Good for her, though. As for us, we have time for another story. I didn't mention am I the asshole at the beginning because I'm not supposed to curse in the first 30 seconds. Yeah, see, I can follow rules sometimes. Anyway, it's the place to ask if you're the asshole in any given situation. Am I the asshole for not giving my best friend naked sketches of his girlfriend? My best friend of over 15 years and I, both 27 male, have a dispute we need solved. Senior year of college, I took an art class, barely passed the art history and painting parts, but aced the charcoal/pencil sketch part. The last week had us sketching nude models, with the last day having both a nude male and female. Somehow, Leo da Vinci's ghost came down that day and helped me knock out 3 absolutely amazing sketches, 2 of the woman and 1 of the guy. Afterwards, the instructor and the models all said they were among the best they'd seen. As someone who couldn't draw a stick figure, I was really proud of them. A few weeks later, at a small gathering, I find out she's friends with one of my friends. We become acquaintances, and a few weeks later, her and our mutual friend have these 3 drawings custom framed for my birthday. A few years later, my best friend and model girl start dating. Now they're pretty serious, having dated for over a year. At first he didn't care that I had these framed nude drawings of his girlfriend, but a few days ago he admitted he's bothered that I have them, and he basically demanded I give them to him. I think he's being unreasonable. These are the only art pieces I've created myself, and I'm proud of them. People who have seen them can't believe I made them, and I haven't been able to sketch anything that well since. They've been on my wall since they were framed, and I have no intention of taking them down or giving them away. Unless you knew this woman personally, you wouldn't know it was her, and even she has said he's being unreasonable. Her name isn't on them, they're on a wall in my apartment, and not too many people have seen them. It's not like they're nude photos or a poster or videos or anything of her, which I would totally completely understand. They're tasteful nude art sketches. Also, if I give them up, I'm left with a naked sketch of a dude, which is kinda weird by itself. My girlfriend likes them and wants me to keep them. His girlfriend likes them. She had them framed for me and thinks I should keep them, and most of our mutual friends have my side. He's got 2 friends he's closer to, and they're adamant I should give them to him. So we leave it to Reddit. Am I the asshole for not giving him these drawings? Edit, the drawings are currently in my bedroom, on a wall not facing the door. We don't have many people to our apartment, much less in our bedroom, so basically no one sees them. Yeah, of course he's being unreasonable. The sketches obviously belong to the OP, and the girlfriend doesn't belong to the friend. He really shouldn't be getting insecure over something as minor as, oh no, someone saw my girlfriend naked before I ever met her. It does seem really weird to me that someone who's never been artistic before somehow suddenly made these amazing sketches that were so good they had to be framed. But I'm sure the friend only cares because they're good in the first place. As you no doubt saw, Reddit decided that this guy was not the asshole. Anyway, that is about all the time I have for you today. I have a neckbeard video coming up probably tomorrow, depending on how much I drink tonight. You know how it is. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you have something to say, you should let me hear it in the comments, especially about that first story. That was one of those ones where I saw it and just knew I had to bring it to my channel. If you're new here and like the content, I would suggest subscribing. We're slowly working our way back up to 24k subs or whatever my last channel reached. And there should be a lot of content coming in the near future. Be sure to let me know if you like this subject, because there's actually a ton of stuff that I almost use that's probably good enough, and I just don't cover relationships often enough. But it's starting to generate more views, so I can consider it and dating hell more often. Of course, thanks also to my generous patrons. They help me say bad words and talk about subjects that YouTube doesn't like. I'll be shouting them out by name probably in the next video. I try to do that once a week. Anyway, big thanks to them. Have a great day, everyone, and try not to make cringy porn fanfiction happen in real life. It's bad enough that people are writing it.